You arrive in the world wrapped in the silence of a sunburned cliff. Your home is not a cozy nest tucked into leafy branches. It is a bare ledge, swept clean by winds, chosen precisely for its harshness. The egg that held you was pale and tough, strong enough to keep predators at bay, but thin enough to crack under your impatient beak. You push your way out, sticky, naked, and very, very loud. You are a vulture, one of nature's most misunderstood cleaners. People call you ugly. You will discover soon enough that what you lack in beauty you make up for in endurance. Around you the air smells of rock and dust. The nest is a crude scrape of sticks and feathers, yet it is your whole universe. From the moment you hatch, life demands attention. Gravity, hunger, the cruel heat of the sun, and even your own siblings are obstacles. There is no time for vanity. Only one thing matters. If you want to grow, you must learn to survive in a world that begins with cliffs and ends with the vast sky. Your first days are clumsy. You cannot stand, so you sprawl like a heap of mismatched parts. The down on your body is white, thin, and uneven. Your head is comically large, your beak oversized. And yet this beak is your greatest tool. It hooks perfectly for tearing, though for now it does nothing except scream for food. Your parents arrive on slow, wide wings, bringing food that is already dead. They do not hunt, they scavenge. To most animals, this is an insult. To Vulture, it is a genius strategy. Scavenging means you let others do the dirty work of killing while you reap the calories. You learn to eat by stabbing and pulling, your beak sliding through soft flesh. It is not pretty, but inside your stomach, strong acid destroys everything. Bones, skin, bacteria. Even diseases like anthrax cannot harm you. This chemistry is your invisible armor. When you are not feeding, you are watching. The cliff is alive with hazards. A crow might push you. A snake might find the nest. Below the ledge lies a death drop. You learn to freeze when a shadow crosses the ground. Danger always comes from above. Your first true lessons come in patience. Food does not arrive every day. Sometimes the parents soar for hours, even days before finding a carcass. You learn to endure the emptiness, to wait while your body grows slower than your hunger. Little by little, your down feathers thicken. Stubby wings stretch, awkward but promising. You stretch them against the wind and feel the first itch of possibility. While the sun slides over the cliffs, you practice flapping like a strange dancer. Every motion is preparation. In this early world of rock and air, the wind is your first teacher. It sings in your ears, reminding you that one day the ledge will no longer hold you. And somewhere far below, on the dry plains, life and death continue to unfold. You cannot know it yet. But every fallen animal is a promise of a future meal. The day comes when you taste independence for the first time. Your wings, still patchy with juvenile feathers, can now carry you a short distance. You watch your parents circle and glide away, and then you step into the air. The first flight is less graceful than you imagined. You fall before you fly, the wind catching you just enough to keep you from smashing into the rocks. Your wings beat frantically, and then suddenly you are gliding. It feels like cheating gravity. Your eyes, sharp as polished glass, sweep the ground. A vulture's gift is its vision. You can see a rabbit's ear twitch from a kilometer away, and today you look for something simpler. The dark, still shape of a carcass. There, the smell confirms it. You do not track with your nose like a dog, but you do smell decay once it rises in the heat. You spiral lower and lower. On the ground, the world smells like rot. It is not disgusting to you. It smells like opportunity. There is a small antelope already opened by the teeth of a jackal. The jackal is gone, leaving the banquet. Your first meal without your parents is a test. You land awkwardly and approach with a mix of excitement and fear. Every instinct screams that another predator might come back at any moment. You jab with your beak. The flesh is tougher than you expect. You pull, tear, and swallow chunks almost bigger than your head. The food is warm. It feels like victory. Inside your body, the real magic happens. Your stomach acid, 10 times stronger than that of a human, begins its work. Microbes and parasites that would kill other creatures die instantly. The meal turns into energy, calcium, and protein. It is a crude but perfect system. It's full and clumsy. You waddle away, feathers sticky, beak stained. You feel both proud and sleepy. The flight back to your ledge is heavy, but something has changed. The fear of hunger loosens its grip. You have learned the oldest lesson of your kind. When the world offers death, you take life from it. The weeks after your first meal bring a transformation that surprises even you. Your once soft white down begins to vanish, replaced by a darker coat of feathers. They come in uneven bursts, leaving you looking like a patchwork of tufts and sleek flight feathers. By the time you are half grown, your wings stretch wider than your own nest, their tips edged with long, finger-like feathers that make flight smoother and more efficient. Bones that once felt fragile now harden.
Ow.
They grow hollow like reeds, light yet strong. Every gram saved in weight means more freedom in the sky. Your muscles grow to match, especially across your chest, where a large keel bone acts as an anchor for the powerful flight muscles that will one day let you soar for hours without flapping. You test these changes every day. You run clumsily across the ledge, wings outstretched, catching the breeze, which takeoff ends in a crash or a tumble. But pain has its own purpose. Pain teaches you balance. Not every change is comfortable. Molting brings an itch that drives you to scratch with your beak, pulling at loose feathers. Your beak and talons also sharpen, shaped not for fighting but for precision cutting. These weeks are also the first time you glimpse the competition of life. Other vultures, older and heavier, sometimes fly near your ledge. When a piece of discarded food appears, they are quick to push you aside. Even at this age, you learn that dominance is measured by size, speed, and audacity. Down below, life remains dangerous. Hyenas patrol the plains, lions guard their kills, and even the jackals will snarl at a slow vulture. You watch them all from above. You study the way they leave scraps behind. That is your map of survival. With every new feather and every new glide, you feel the sky becoming yours. One day, you will join the spirals of vultures rising on warm air, wings spread wide, your shadow a steady wheel on the ground. The cliff will no longer be your cage but your starting line. Then comes the lean season. The rain refuses to fall, and the animals on the plains grow thin. When the herds weaken, the predators move restlessly. You notice the difference first in your parents who return with empty crops. Days stretch without food, and the hunger hollows you. Your body reacts with quiet desperation. The furious appetite that once drove you softens into a kind of waiting. Your heart slows. You huddle close to the cliff wall to save heat, your wings tucked tight. You no longer waste energy flapping in practice. Even your voice, once loud and demanding, becomes a whisper. At one point, weakness pulls you from the ledge during a gust. You tumble, crash into a lower rock, and lie stunned. The smell of your own fear clings to you as you crawl back to the safety of the ledge. That night, the sky turns violet with dust, and you dream of meat. Luck finally shifts. Somewhere far below, a zebra stumbles and does not rise. A ripple of wings moves through the sky. You join them, still trembling from exhaustion.
8.
There is no ceremony when you land. You shove your head into the open ribcage, too hungry to notice the taste. This meal saves you. Calories pour into your blood like sunlight, and for the first time in days, strength hums back into your wings. You will never forget this lesson. Life is always one carcass away from death, and the sky favors those who can endure the waiting. By the time your third year arrives, your wingspan reaches nearly 3 meters. Your body is lean, built for soaring. Gone is the fluffy white chick. Now you are a fully grown vulture, your head bald and pale, your eyes a steady amber. The bald head, which so many creatures find strange, is an adaptation. No feathers to trap blood when you feed. Adult life comes with new demands. You no longer stay near your parents. Instead, you roam the thermals, searching for food over an area that can stretch hundreds of kilometers. You have learned the silent language of the sky, a tilt of a wing to catch an updraft, spiral to signal other vultures, a sudden dive when something stirs below. Rivals are constant companions. When a carcass appears, you must push through a mob of your own kind, each bird trying to claim the best position. The battles are mostly bluffing. Wings spread, heads low, a hiss and a shove. True fights are rare but fierce, your beak aimed not to kill but to make space. As you grow confident, you notice something else. Certain vultures catch your eye. Their flight patterns look smoother. Their wings seem to shine. The time of pairing approaches. You're in the courtship season. Your life becomes a dance in the sky. You lock wings with a partner mid-flight, spiraling downward together. Releasing at the last moment to climb back into the thermals, it is a display of strength, trust, and balance. Only the strongest and most skillful survive this ballet. The reward is the beginning of a bond that can last for years. Vultures may look solitary, but many species form lifelong pairs. Together, you will claim a nesting site, a new ledge on some forgotten cliff, and begin a cycle that has been repeating for centuries. The search for a nesting site begins as soon as you and your chosen partner have settled your bond. Together, you glide across the rocky ridges until you find a ledge that feels right, high, quiet, and unreachable to ground predators. You both return again and again, carrying twigs and dry grasses in your beaks, weaving them into a nest. It is a crude construction, but sturdy enough to hold the future. In the quiet of early morning, your mate lays a single egg, pale and sturdy like the one you once broke from. You stand guard while she rests. Patience is your new discipline. You take turns warming the egg with your body heat, sitting motionless as wind lashes the cliff. The waiting is long, more than a month. During that time, your life narrows to two goals: protecting the egg and feeding. Each time you leave, you must trust the sky to carry you far enough to find food and back again before hunger or predators find your partner. At last, the shell cracks, and a chick emerges. Naked, loud, and helpless, it reminds you of yourself. Your beak, once used to tear meat for yourself, now delivers tiny pieces to this small beak. The cycle of teaching begins again. You learn to read its needs. The shrill cry of hunger, the soft purr when full. Your partner keeps it warm at night, and during the day, you both fend off curious ravens that dare to swoop too close. It grows fast. The down thickens. The eyes open wider. And in each of these moments, you realize that the life of a vulture is not only about feeding on death, it is also about giving life, guarding it carefully, and knowing when to step aside so that another may rise into the sky. Years roll by on wide, circling wings. You have crossed deserts and grasslands. You have seen droughts and floods, and you have learned to read the patterns of life from high above. One day, as the sun slips toward the horizon, you return to the ledge where a new chick is learning the same lessons you once did. It flaps clumsily, loses its balance, then tries again. Watching it is like watching your own past, only now your feathers are worn and your flight is slower. In your world, there is no retirement. As long as you can ride the thermals, you keep feeding, guiding, and guarding. When the time comes, you simply do not return from the sky. Nature leaves little drama in the end of a vulture. You fade into the same cycle you served all your life, the endless recycling of energy that turns death back into life. Your species does not win beauty contests, but you know better than that. You are the invisible custodian of the land, the one that prevents disease, cleans the earth, and keeps the balance steady. The sky closes in with dusk. Your wings stretch wide one last time, and for a moment, you feel the thermals carry you as lightly as they did on your first flight. Below, the shadow of a young bird spins on the ground, practicing. The cycle continues, as it always has. And if there is any wisdom to be left behind, it is simple. Not all heroes hunt. Some simply wait, and in their waiting, the land stays alive.